Hello, this is a training video or a standard operating procedure is designed to show you how to code invoices within OnBase, aka ECM. The first step is go ahead and open up OnBase. You should default to your home screen. Your home screen may look a little bit different than mine because it's customized. But the second step you want to do is go over here to the workflow button and get yourself in your workflow. From there, it should default to My Review. Now there's two different sections here that you'll have that invoices will come in to your queue. There's My Review and My Review Rejected. The difference between the two is My Review is the first queue where an invoice will come to if there isn't any problem. If there is some type of problem where the invoice has been rejected by you or another supervisor because fiscal didn't know where to route the invoice, that invoice would come to My Review Rejected. In this case, we have an invoice in My Review, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up if it isn't already opened already. And there's a couple things that I'm going to do. Here in the middle is a couple of different options. Your inbox is where invoices are stored. Related items is going to allow you to view the invoice in a PDF format. So I clicked on the Related Items tab. I'm going to double click on the invoice itself, and a window will pop up to show you a PDF view of the invoice. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and review all my different items. Okay. I know what to do with this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to code the invoice. I'm going to hit add for the number of sections that I may want to code this to. Now some of you will just have one section. Some of you will have multiple sections. In this case, I've got a couple different line items that I need to code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my section. There's a 3-digit code, and there's also a name that identifies the section or the subprogram. In this case, my first section is going to be the indirect cost pool. Now, not all of you are going to be able to see every single subprogram. You're only going to be assigned certain subprograms that you're supervising. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the sub, S-U-B, and the sub is basically short for subsidiary, aka the activity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my spreadsheet that has the E1 activities, activities and subsidiaries. In this case, it's all general office miscellaneous items because it's all printing materials. However, some of you will have things that are related to outside meetings, spills, leaks, permitting, data assessment, water sampling, etc., or training. Those are the most common ones. You just select the correct 3-digit code over here, which is the activity / subsidiary number. So in this case, it's going to be just general office miscellaneous type of supplies. So I'm going to type in I'm going to type in 002 in my sub. Now, prior to this training video, I had already done the math to figure out from my invoice what percentage or what dollar amount that we want to code, and in this case it was 95%. And the last one I have is for some business cards. Those are going to go over to ag and livestock. I'm going to select my sub, and then I'm going to put in my percent. At this point, I'm going to hit save. It's going to save my coding sheet. And then I'm going to hit send to fiscal, and that sends it off to the accounting folks to pay the invoice. Now, I'm going to back up a little bit and give you a couple different options. Maybe you receive an invoice that does not belong to you. So if I looked at this invoice and said, I have no idea what any of these items are, this doesn't look familiar to me, this is not my invoice, what you would do is you'd come up to the top and you'd hit to send to AP assigned an error. That tells the fiscal staff that that invoice needs to be rerouted to a different supervisor or section. The second option is you also have the opportunity to email this invoice. So if you have a member of your staff that ordered items as an example, and you want to verify that we received all those items, you could follow up with your staff member and ask them, or you could send them an email copy of the invoice and they can respond, yep, good to go. We're ready to we're ready to code. The final option that you have as well is you can add a note to this invoice. This note would be something that the fiscal staff would see specifically. So if you had additional comments or things that you wanted to put on the invoice, you would have that opportunity as well. The last thing I'll point out is on the coding sheet is there is a section here for a project. So if we have third-party reimbursement, we have specific project costs we're tracking, whether for EPA or third party, you have that opportunity as well. Of course, the project code would be entered in at the same time that the sub, and as well as the percent. You can also enter in the dollar amount as well. That concludes this training video. If you have questions, you can contact Ann McBride, Ryan Phillips, or Mike Weger. Thank you.